All right, Jonathan, let's
Yes.
talk about tech birthdays.
Tech birthdays for the week of September 20th through the 26th. First
Yeah.
off, we have Bill Amend, who's known for Foxtrot.
What do you know about this guy, Jonathan?
I don't know anything, but I feel like Foxtrot sounds familiar.
It's a cartoon. It's a comic strip, sorry.
He's a cartoon artist.
Yeah, but Foxtrot is a comic strip.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. They have their own website, foxtrot.com.
But what does it have to do with tech?
That is true. I mean, the guy has a recent post, August 15, 2021. Well, he does have a Foxtrot website.
Yeah.
So I know Foxtrot started. Where did this start? I think this was okay. So he was a cartoonist. He was a cartoonist on his school newspaper, Eagle Scout, graduated with a degree in physics. Wow.
That's pretty good.
And he turned out to be a cartoonist, huh?
It was just his thing that he did for fun.
So for about a month in the animation business, Ahmed got fired for being unqualified and decided to pursue a cartooning career and got signed on to Universal Press Syndicate after 3 years of trying. Foxtrot first appeared April 10, 1988. On May 21st, 1999, Amherst College awarded him with a honorary degree as Doctor of Humane Letters. What is that?
With honorary degrees, you can become anything.
Pretty much, huh? So it was on the Universal Press Syndicate. So a syndicate, from what I understand, is something that just gets broadcast to different medias. So I wonder if Foxtrot was on LA Times, maybe on USA Today, New York Times, through the Universal Press Syndicate. So that's, I don't know, but to me, syndicate just means that it's being broadcasted to other medias.
Okay.
And so it looks like he had a Sunday morning only strip with Foxtrot. So yeah, so the guy would do a comic strip on the newspaper across the US, I'm thinking, and his cartoon would show up on the Sunday paper.
Wow.
And now you can go to foxtrot.com and you can actually just get the comic strip right online.
Nice.
So there's the fact that he's got a website, I think is the tech relation. You know what I mean?
Cool. I mean, he also has books too. That's cool. Digital books.
What? Digital books or printed books?
I think it might be both. Yeah, that's printed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mother is coming. And they're all revolving around the Foxtrot characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Comics by date, comics by tag, their store. So you can do prints, comic magnets, enamel pins, vinyl stickers. That's kind of cool.
Pretty cool comic.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Ken McCarthy, who is an internet pioneer.
What makes this guy an internet pioneer?
Yeah. What did he do? Pioneer of practical applications of data processing technology for the insurance industry.
Interesting. McCarthy's maternal grandfather, Andrew Peretti, of the Bronx, New York, was the preeminent granite masonry contractor in the New York City area in 1936 to 1955. His firm did a stonework for the Chapel of West Point, Keating Hall at Fordham University, and the Peace Plaza of the United Nations as a numerous public works projects during the Robert Moss's era. I have no idea what that has anything to do with tech. Oh, here we go. Contributions to the internet industry.
Cool.
So best known for pioneering his work on the movement of commercializing the internet in the first part of the 1990s. Early experiments with legitimate email advertisement. Oh, this is the father of spam.
Damn. This guy, he did not know what he was getting into.
He didn't know the Pandora's box of email spam that he caused. He also did the contribution to the development of the banner ads. Oh my goodness. Pay-per-click. Yep. So I thought pay-per-click was Google's idea, but it was this guy who did it.
Wow, he made money off the internet. The first guy to make money off the internet, probably.
Tell me about it. I think he was so in 1994, he organized and sponsored the first conference ever held on potential commercial applications of the World Wide Web. Mark Anderson, remember this guy, co-founder of Netscape?
Oh, yeah.
And developer of the first commercially successful web browser, was keynote speaker because they wanted to sell the browser. They didn't want it to give it away. Mm-hmm. But Microsoft said, like, nope, we're going to give it away. We're going to be number one to market and just give it away. And that's how we're going to sell our operating system and sell our machines and make money off the licensing of Windows.
And this guy was like, I'm just going to make money off the internet.
Advertisements, spam. Yeah, I mean, in late 90s and early 2000s, I mean, you go to these websites and there was just ads everywhere. But now you can add ad blockers. So like none of this stuff shows up on the browser. Mm-hmm. So this must be a huge challenge. Well, I guess, I mean, he's just pioneered it. He didn't really, I don't think he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's made his millions already.
Yeah, definitely. He sold his company in 1998. He sold his company eMedia. eMedia, a term he coined and for which he owned the federal trademark. Look at that. To an investment group, which rolled up into 9 systems, which in turn was absorbed by Akamai Technology. This is interesting. This leads us down a discussion path that has a deep, deep rabbit hole. But let's just briefly talk about Akamai Technologies, okay?
Yeah, what is it?
Akamai Technologies is a CDN, or CDN is an acronym, or not an acronym, but initials for Content Delivery Network. So when you launch Google from your home in the great city of Diamond Bar, mm-hmm. all the static information, so any images, any JavaScript files, all that stuff, it doesn't change, right? It's static information. It's all being delivered by a CDN, which is probably owned by Akamai or resold by Akamai, which means that if Google server, your account information is located, say, in Austin, Texas, that's the only thing that's coming from Austin, Texas. All the other static images, static JavaScript files, maybe some HTML files, they're all being delivered from servers located very near your home and loaded on your browser a lot faster than if everything came from, like, let's just say Google was located in San Antonio, Texas. Or even worse, if their database server was located in New York, there would be a latency time which would take to grab your information from New York and deliver it to Los Angeles. Granted, it's probably going to be 1 second or maybe even half a second, but if you consider the fact that if you can get stuff delivered in a microsecond, then things just tend to load faster on your machine. And it's beneficial to load your information, or not just your information, but as much information on your browser from local servers. So it's your browser's busy grabbing all the information and formulating the page the way it's supposed to. And in the meantime, in the background, it's spending that extra second to go to New York or San Antonio or wherever the servers are located to go and grab your user information and then plop it in with everything else. And so Akamai just has these content delivery networks everywhere throughout the United States so that you can receive this information easier and faster through several servers instead of just one server that the company owns.
Got it. That's great.
Yeah. There's a performance increase by that too, but that's like a pretty deep rabbit hole. That's probably like a good conversation to have for a show. So we might want to put that in there one of these days.
Yeah, sounds cool.
All right.
All right, next up, we have Steve Chase, who is the AOL chairman.
Interesting. AOL. So they started off as a online company, huh?
Yeah.
Remember, everybody used to get the discs in the mail?
Yeah. I wonder if anyone still has one. That'd be cool to see.
I mean, for decorations at least. Huh?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot you can do with those CDs. Coasters, maybe.
That'd be cool to make it into a coaster too.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any use for old CDs?
I don't know. Yeah, people probably like recycle them or like make something out of them.
I mean, these AOL sent a ton of them. I mean, I feel like every week we had an AOL CD delivered in our mail. But yeah, so AOL had a whole browser system and search engine built into their software that would get installed. But for some reason or other, that kind of fizzled. And then they turned into a media company and advertisement, and rightly so. I mean, I think that if Google searches ever lose their thunder or lose their lightning, however you want to, see that, Google is still, at the end of the day, an advertisement company. The fact that they're giving away free searches is just like the cherry on top of the whole advertisement media company that they actually own, because that's really where their money's at. So AOL, I think, originally started off as an advertisement company, and they just let's just package up a browser and let's just package up a search engine, and we'll make it easy for the user to be able to access the internet and just access anything. And instead of memorizing websites, they just provide a keyword, and then we'll sell those keywords, and those keywords would just take people directly to those websites. So if you said music, and those keywords just pretty much just take you to MTV or something,
Yeah.
And so that was really the whole thing. But I think they lost the grip on that, where Google hasn't lost the grip on the search engine. They lost their grip on that whole package that they had, because better packages came out, better browsers came out, but they still a media company, an ad company. So cool.
Yeah.
Moving on
to Robert Price, who is known for Data Control Corporation.
So this guy looks like Kenny Rogers, huh? You know who Kenny Rogers is?
Yeah.
Country singer. I feel like we've spoken about this company before. What is it called?
Control Data Corporation.
Control Data Corporation. I think in our July birthdays, we spoke about a William Charles Norris.
Ooh, yeah.
he was also the CEO of Control Data. So maybe he was just a CEO at a different time.
Cool.
What? Do I have the right guy up here? This guy talks about religion. I don't think this is the right one.
See the other link? Another Robert Price. No, never mind.
Let's look for Robert Price. What was the name of the company? Control Data?
Control Data Corporation.
There we go.
Business executive.
There he is. Yeah, that other guy that looked like Kenny Rogers was some kind of religious leader of some sort. American computer scientist and business executive after graduating from Duke University in 1952.
He began in 1961 as a math staff specialist.
You know what? I wonder if this company just runs a bunch of statistics on data. I feel like they're just like a statistics companies or something.
Oh, yeah.
So cool. Control Data Corporation shows up twice in 1 year. That's pretty amazing. I mean, I wouldn't think I wouldn't think like your top 5 Google, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Twitter would show up more than once. And here's a company that I've never heard of, shown up twice in our tech birthdays.
Cool. The more you know about tech.
That's right.
Cool. That's our last tech birthday for this week.
Awesome. Until next time. Peace.
Peace out.
All right, Jonathan, let's talk about tech birthdays.
Tech birthdays for the week of September 27th to October 3rd. First off, we have Alan Shugart, who invented the floppy disk. That is so cool.
Did you ever work with the floppy disk?
I've touched a couple.
But
I didn't really know what I was doing with one because I was pretty young still. But yeah.
Did you? That's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, gosh, this guy invented the floppy. He, the original 5 1/4. Yeah, the original 5 1/4 was like really flimsy and really flat. I mean, literally, it felt like like paper. It would like literally like bend that way, and I was always scared to work with those, especially when you're inserting them into the drive slot, and then you had to turn the lever and stuff. I was always nervous about like, oh man, it's like I don't want to bend it, stuff like that. And then they came out with the 3.5 inch, which came in the hard plastic, and those were a little bit more sturdy. You can actually treat them a little bit more rough with with what you were working. Which one did you work with? Did you work with the 5 1/4 or the 3.5?
I never had those flimsy ones. They were pretty hard.
So the smaller ones, right? The 3 1/4 or the 3.5 inch. Yeah, I mean, he invented it, which meant that he must have had a patent or something. He graduated from the University of Redlands.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's here near home.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on something real quick.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Everything all right?
Yeah. They're just turning on the AC, so we closed everything up.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me put a pop in there and then we can just try to continue. So you can edit right where we left off.
All right.
Yeah. So it looks like he began his career over at IBM, and the team that he worked with invented the floppy disk. So it was over at IBM. So it wasn't him per se, but it was a team that he worked with. But I think patents only last for 5 years, is it?
Oh,
Then
yeah, 5, 10 years, something like that.
and then you can, other people or other companies can then copy it and use it. I don't know if there's royalties that need to be paid. I think royalties might be minimal or something, but it looks like he joined Memorex in 1969 and led that team over there. And Memorex is known for being able to create storage. So I don't know if you remember tapes.
Oh, yeah.
And the old VHS tapes and stuff. There was a lot of Memorex VHS tapes. So they create media, storage media. So cool.
Yeah. Paved the way for disk memory forever.
Yes, right.
Next up, we have Seymour Cray, who's known for the Cray computer.
Didn't we talk about the Cray computer in some past episodes?
I think it might have been in history. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
do you remember what the Cray computer was?
it was a supercomputer.
Yeah.
One of those supercomputers that take up a whole room.
So I think when he created, or I guess he created, when did he actually create the supercomputer itself? Engineering research. Oh, look at this. He also worked at Control Data Corporation.
Along with William Norris.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Man, Control Data Corporation, they're just coming up everywhere.
So weird.
I know, it's all just connected. Okay, so here we go. Cray Research. So when did he come up with this machine? I feel like it was like early 1976. So this was the Cray 1, which is 1976. So 1976, our phones are more powerful than the 1976. I mean, have you heard of the Raspberry Pi?
Yeah.
So Raspberry Pi is more powerful than my first computer. Remember my first computer that I got?
Yeah.
A Raspberry Pi is more powerful than that.
Super tiny too.
It's super tiny, exactly. Yeah.
In the palm of your hand.
Pretty much. But man, but you know what? The Cray computer is what, to take the words right out of your mouth, pave the payment for other smaller supercomputer devices, to appear at the cost that the general public can afford. It's essentially what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. So somebody has to get shot with the bill when they first go through the door, But yeah. Well, Seymour Cray, happy birthday.
Cool. Next up, we have Andy Bechtolsheim.
You just botched his name.
I don't know what his name is. It sounds like some kind of medical term. Like, oh,
botulism.
Botulism.
So let's break his name down. I think it's Bechtolsheim.
Bechtolsheim.
Yeah, I think that the CH might create a Bechtolsheim. Andy Bechtolsheim. I wish they had like some kind of phonetic.
Yeah, we need a phonetic spelling. Help us out, Andy.
Yeah, or Wikipedia. We need phonetics.
Oh,
So
wait, his name is actually super long. Look at that. The first line, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words is his whole name.
are you serious? Oh, you're right. Andreas Maria Maximilian Freire von Mackenheim Grandent Bechtolsheim.
Oh, it's German. That's why.
They're kind of like the Mexican, huh? The Mexicans have long names like that too. We could say that because we're Mexicans. Wow.
Who co-founded Sun Microsystem.
Yeah. So remember the year 1955 that we talked about?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Who else was born in 1955?
We have a lot of people.
Yeah.
Jobs. What's his name with Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. And then also, what's the other one? Bill Gates or Steve Jobs' friend. All those people.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious now. We got to look it up. It is, let's see here. Apple. Steve Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak.
1950, actually. He was born 1950, but he was right in there. Who was the other guy with Microsoft that was alongside Bill Gates? It was oh, look at Donna Dubinsky, 1955 also.
Wow.
Yeah, 1955, man, that was that year, that cusp where if you were born in that time
and had access to technology or some kind of beginning technology.
Yeah, you were going to be there. Tim Berners-Lee, 1955. No, but he was, remember, he was a guy that created the server and HTML.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm still looking for the other guy. Dang it. If I see it, I'll recognize it right away, but it's not coming up here. Steve Ballmer, 1956.
Ah, yeah.
That's who that other guy is. Yeah. 1955, man. That was, right around that. If you were born, give or take, 3 to 5 years, chances are you're like some famous CEO of some big corporation that existed during the whole dot-com boom,
Yeah. And then you're extra lucky to have the name Steve too, because they all have the name Steve.
Or you're German.
Or you're German.
Because the guys from Google, isn't one of them German?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think one of them's German. So yeah. So you're familiar. We talked about Sun Microsystems. Remember this? They they owned the programming language Java. And when Microsoft wanted to integrate Java closer to the operating system, to Windows operating system, Sun Microsystem just turned around and sued them. They're like, oh, no, you're not, and it's a big old bloody battle and stuff. And Sun Microsystem won, but at the same time, they lost because they went bankrupt at that point. And so they ended up having to split the company up, sell it into pieces and stuff. So
yep.
Cool. All right.
That's all we have.
All right. Until next time.
On the tech history or tech birthdays.
Tech birthdays.
Tech birthdays. Peace out.
Peace.